Well, back in the lawnmower building shop, whatever we're calling this these days, those are the blocks that I cooked. I haven't done anything too much with them yet. I concocted a plan where I may need them, but then I remembered I had this pair of wheel centers, which is why I need the locks, and I got them dug out of the pile and sprayed some of our new friend Zep on them, and 6 out of 8 are moving with the impact wrench. So these two on top I have given a reapplication. Later on I will set those up in the vise one at a time and show you how that worked out, good or bad. There's that. Yeah. So over here, if it wasn't raining, we'd move some of this stuff out of the way. I got that far with the electrical on the 17, so we're not making too big of progress, but I did take the other hood off. The reason for the wheel centers is I think what I'm going to do in the long run is put this pair of Safe Mark wheels and tires on that 17 I just drug home with the narrow front. And these tires have fluid in them, and the ones that are on that tractor do not. And since it's going to be a loader tractor, more ballast equal good. The ones that are on it are going to go on that Series 3 D-17. I'm going to look outdoors here a little bit. Yes, it's raining, so that's no corn planting today or tomorrow, I'm sure. The tires that are on the loader tractor I just drug home will go on the Series 3. And Series 3 have a different style wheel center, and they're over there behind those tires that came off the Cyclo. They'll get cleaned up and painted. What I like about these is they've got some semblance of paint on them. And those, pretty well, we got the paint burned off of them. I really don't want to wire brush them and all that, but we'll do what we got to do. That is one step in the process of turning 3 D-17s into 2 and 1 going away. I'm going to guess that these flat top fenders are going to go on the Series 3, and crunched up D-17 fenders that are on it will be on here, and I can, whoever buys it can whine about that, but you know, such is life. I don't know. I've got a plan for this because the blades need to come off of this and get sharpened, and I've never tried this, but I think it'll work. I got a pair of car ramps. I'm just going to drive that thing up on there, and then I can get on the nuts on the bottom of them spindles with an impact wrench instead of having to use a ratchet or breaker bar or whatever, because that's a pain, and they're left-hand threads, folks. Oh, I shortened that. Since magnet strength seems to be about equal, I figured less mass, less inertia, more good. More later. All right, guys, here we are. We're set up. Yeah, I cheated. I already did this one. Impact spun it very nicely. So we'll see if the second one does. Well, it's moving, but it's harder. And Mike's going to put some earplugs in. So that's what you do. You cook them in a fire, and they come free. I have a bigger victim that I want to try this on, but I'll need a bigger fire. Oh, look at that one, just like nothing. Yep. All right, so you get the general idea. I don't know. I may have a sliver in my finger. I think I do. We're gonna have to go over to the other building and look at that in the magnifying glass. There's a little snap ringy thing here. You take that off. Maybe I'll bring you back later and we'll go ahead and take them apart. You can wire brush that rust off of there and just make them work slick. And I believe that in the old garage there is a pile of these that have already been through the fire. And I'm guessing that I have done this much with them. I don't remember if I took them apart, cleaned them up. If I would have done that, I probably would have painted them, which would have put me ahead. God, we wouldn't want to do that. Anyway, I'm going to call this little segment here for the time being, and we'll bring you back later. Hopefully something exciting happens that doesn't kill me. All right, guys. I was working around on that D-17 and thinking maybe I ought to do a compression test on that, and I thought about my 1650 Cub Cadet here, and I can't get it to run this spring, so we're going to do a quick compression test. I'll get to the rest of the story after a bit. So we're set up. Here goes nothing. I'm going to say that might be the problem. Wow. 45. I've got the air cleaner off. The throttle's wide open. The choke obviously is not on. Battery charger on it. Yep, she's not quite got 50, I don't. That ain't good, folks. That's too bad. I really like this tractor, and I really don't have time to overhaul it. And I kind of need it moved. I'm pretty sure that I drove it here and shut it off last fall, and it didn't want to start. And I put a new plug in it. I've got this fancy little thing here that you put in line between the plug and the wire, and it shows that it's got spark, and I could not even get it to run on ether, and it's got gas in the tank, and if it won't fire on ether, I thought, well, we maybe better do a compression test. And 45, 50 pounds is probably, I don't know. I got another 1650 I bought, and I have no idea what kind of shape the engine's in that tractor. I've got this one set up good. I mean, I love those tires. I love the weights. Does a good job mowing. I don't know if it's possible. I've got carbon under a valve or something. I can't believe that because it ran good. I mean, it's not like it was down on power, and it didn't smoke excessively. I don't know. The sad part about this is that I'm going to want to work on that plow over there. That's kind of my thing. I like working on plows. And the Cub has got to move. And I believe this one does have a release lever, so we're ahead of the game there anyway. So I don't know. I've got more things to do, but this just curiosity got to me. And there's the phone. Always got to play find the phone. So, more later. All right, well, after much consternation, we have a third D-17 that actually runs. And a second one that has an exhaust leak. The Series 3 has an almost new manifold and does not leak. This one has a leak on number 4 cylinder, and the last one I drove home has got lots of leaks. At least we can drive this thing out of the shed now, I assume. Turned out I had two wires on the switch back. I guess that's not a good sign. I don't know. We'll worry about stuff like that later. I'm just happy to have a tractor that's running. I know there's not much gas in it. Probably shut it off and go look for parts. I'm pretty suspicious that other one's gonna need a manifold. I don't know. You start messing with manifolds on these old tractors, and pretty soon you got broken studs. No end to the sadness, as Ross would say. Well, I don't remember if I filmed this earlier or not, but these two wheel centers I dug out, I got 7 of the locks free. That is the only one that is still fighting. We'll work on that some more tomorrow. I dug that manifold out of my parts supply. I think that last 17 that I drug home is going to need that. I'm trying to get a little better organized on my parts here. So this is mostly Alice stuff here in an O-ring kit. I'm going to take all that over to the other building. And that's about it for today. It's about time to wind her up. I've got a lot of those boxes like that. Bought them at an auction and have sold a lot, and finally came to the realization that we ought to put parts in them. So that is what it is. Thanks for watching.